Hey, good morning. This is July 22nd, and in this video, which by the way, I'm already, as you can see, in a trade with 50 contracts. And this video basically is going to show you, if you have the right account size, what you can do in the oil market, which a lot of people will try and tell you how dangerous oil is and it's too volatile. As you can see here, I'm just building a stop. And they'll tell you how volatile oil is and how dangerous it is to trade. And I'm not going to, debate that. But what I am going to tell you is that there are clear signals. Now, in this particular, the reason I'm showing you this here is look where this is at. It's at 11, 12,000. And and in hindsight, I should have flattened that trade right there because it moved so quickly. I got into the trade and I'd been in the trade just a second. And then boom, I was up $4,000 before I could even hit the record button on this video. I moved my stop in, and I'm really not thinking probably as clearly as I would have liked to, but at the end of the day, you're going to see this is going to come back and stop me out. And I ended up on the trade netting $7,000, but there was 12. And in truth, in hindsight, this trade should have been flattened out at the top of that wick right there. Because it's a Monday. I know it's going to go back and forth, back and forth. And as you're going to see in the rest of this video, I already had a game plan for the day. I had missed that big move at 6 o'clock going down. And so now I know it's going to trade in a 30 to 40 range, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm just looking for really clear indications and signals to grab 15, 20 ticks with lots of contracts. So watch what's going to happen here. I can see something developing. And I ended up taking a short trade going up, bingo, once again back in with 50. And I've talked to lots of folks that frankly have a lot more trading quote unquote experience than me. In other words, they've been doing it longer. But understand, I've never done anything other than trade oil. This is what I look at every single day. And over the last 90 days or so, if you've watched any of the videos, I've really sort of trended towards this concept of using higher contracts and not trying to go quite as far. And it's very interesting when you apply the mathematics of if you had a $100,000 account, what could you do in terms of contract placement? And you take that ratio and now trade with a $250,000 account, using the $100,000 ratio and going for these short moves. It's quite amazing what I've discovered in terms of what can be accomplished. You do see some lines on the screen. That yellow line, that red line at the bottom is really telling me something as it relates to where this price could eventually go. But as you'll see, even though I was a little bit behind in this trade, you can see I'm down 3,000, 2,500. And I'll be the first to admit that, I just made 7,000, and the question you have in your mind is, are you giving back $3,000 or $4,000 right now of the seven you just had in your pocket? And yet, as you're going to see, there's the bottom right there. You can see I'm showing you that bottom across there. And it's tapped off that now with three different candles. And at this point, I'm thinking right here is, okay, this thing's either going to bust out low, and if that were the case, I would have flattened the trade out, or it's going to go the direction that I anticipated, which is upward. You'd actually look at this trade right now and you'd think I should be going down, but no. There's way more indication for why this will eventually go up, and keep your eyes posted and you'll see exactly why we're doing that. That pink line means something, and we're heading there. It's so nice when you have the right amount of contracts in, how quickly things can turn. So now we've gone from behind 4,000, we're up 3,000. And once again, there's going to be a lot of people that will watch this video, particularly people that are, quote unquote, seasoned technical indicator type traders that would just laugh at this. Just go, you can't do this. There's no rhyme or reason. Folks, trading is not a perfect science. I'm sorry. Anybody that thinks it is and thinks that you can trust every price action indicator, I just have to argue with them. Up 5,000. And as you're going to see, I'm right on that flatten button. I told you once it got close to that pink line, I'm out of there. So there's another 5,000. Add that to the 7,000 that we had earlier. So now we're up 12,000 for the day. And in just a second, the screen's going to switch again, and you're going to see bingo. So now that trade had sort of messed around there and went up and down, and now you can see I'm in going down. And I was actually on a phone call when this developed. And so I'm talking to a buddy of mine in Colorado. I've got in 24 contracts. I was listening to what he was telling me about a trade he had done last night. I'm sort of watching this very carefully, but I'm just picking off a little extra. And because I just saw that opportunity right there, I just couldn't pass it up. Once I saw those candles, I just had to jump into this. You see my finger on the flatten button. The minute this thing even looks like it's going to breathe the other direction, I'm going to get out of this trade. $1,440, $1,200, 14, and pretty. I think I'm going to hit the flatten button here any second. 19, $2,000. And bam. So that was about 15 added to what we'd already made, and a really nice morning. So thanks for tuning in.